And then we slip into the water, and I just realized that in that moment I'm swimming inside a live active volcano, and it was so cool. What's up, YouTube? This is Kevin from Kevin in the Philippines, and today I'm at beautiful Twin Lakes outside of Dumaguete, and it's a beautiful preserve of nature, and there's actually a large lake called Balinsasayao and then a smaller lake called Lake Danao, and they're combined together with just a tiny little bit of land in between, and so they're called Balinsasayao Twin Lakes, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place in the Philippines. And one of the reasons I'm here is because I decided to tell this particular story here, and it's about something that I got to do in the early 90s when I was a teenager. I must have been probably 12, 13. And it's also one of the coolest things that I ever got to do in the Philippines, and that was I got to explore Taal Volcano. And Taal Volcano is actually much more than just a simple volcano. It's an entire giant caldera that formed a lake, way bigger than Twin Lakes behind me. And then inside that lake is actually something they call Volcano Island. And Volcano Island is the most active part of Taal Volcano. And inside that island is another lake. So it's a little confusing. It's kind of like a lake within a lake, if you can understand that. I'll show you a picture on screen just so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. I think in my memory, we probably took a boat from the Tagaytay side of the lake, and we made our way across in a boat or boats to land on Volcano Island. And let me tell you guys, when you get there, it is not like what you see behind me. Right now behind me is green, beautiful, lush. I'm standing in the shade of a tree. When you land on Volcano Island in Taal, it's just sand. It's just black sand, gray sand, because it's basically an active volcano and nothing really can grow there because there's a lot of, sulfur and stuff. So when we got there, it was just blazing hot because the sun is beating down, that hot Filipino sun. And then all around is the sand, and the sand's reflecting the sun back at us. So I don't remember exactly how we prepared for this hike, but I also don't remember getting dehydrated or, anyone passing out in our group. So we must have been prepared. We probably covered up. We probably had our hats and lots of water, and of course, I'm a teenager too, so I've got more energy and more strength back then, and we were able to start this hike, and the objective was to get to the center of Volcano Island and go for a swim inside the lake there. Okay, so we start hiking, and I remember just snaking up trails, and finally we made our way to the top of the rim of the volcano. And from that vantage point, we were able to look down and see Taal Lake, or the Lake Taal within Lake Taal. And of course we were all hot and sweaty at that point, and we wanted to go for a swim. And so we got ready and kind of got prepared. And what's interesting was they warned us that the water can be very corrosive. And that's because of all the chemical makeup of the water and how it's coming out of an active volcano. And so they said, hey guys, if you have jewelry on, if you have rings, watches, bracelets, earrings, whatever it is, take it off before you get in the water, because the water is very corrosive and it could turn those metals black, just in a short amount of time. So I remember doing that. I remember people having to take off, anything that might get corroded or whatever. And then we slip into the water, and I just realized that in that moment I'm swimming inside a live active volcano, and it was so cool. And I remember there was like smoke coming out of the side of one of the rims of the crater. It smelled like sulfur, and and in reality it kind of was a dangerous thing to do. I mean, it was very exciting and very fun, but it's an active volcano. It is dangerous. Wow, it just got really windy here. I'll wait for the wind to die down a little bit. After we were done swimming and it was time to head back up out of the crater, we all, got our gear back on and got ready to go out. And again, guys, it's hot. Even though we had just kind of cooled down in this lake, this corrosive lake, there was still the hike out and back to the boats from where we came. And one thing I remember about the hike out was that something cool was waiting for us just on the other side of the rim that we exited. And that was this big sandy kind of, sand dune is probably the best way I could describe it. And somehow we were able to slide down this sand dune almost like surfing. And I don't remember if there was like a board there or something that we could, ride on, but there was just guys going down with their boots, their shoes, and they were like, woo! And it was just kind of a cool thing, and it's kind of a bonus, something fun to do on the way out of the crater, and that was a fun memory. I looked this up, guys, and Taal Volcano is actually the second most active volcano in the Philippines, and it has over 38 recorded eruptions. And some of these eruptions, took place, fairly recently, and it's always constantly puffing up little bits of cloud or ash or whatever, and just raining that down on the people in Batangas. So anyway, I don't recommend that you go there personally right now today. I don't even know if you can. It'd be really cool if you could. If it is allowed, maybe think about that. But it is dangerous, guys, and you got to go at your own risk if you are allowed to go there. Okay, if there was a takeaway for this video, I would definitely say there are a lot of things in life that can be a lot of fun and very rewarding, and they're very adventurous, but they might be a little scary. But just because something scares you doesn't mean it's not worth doing, right? So if it's something that you're just really determined to see, and you want to go there, but it's a little scary, and you're like, I don't know if I can do that. Maybe you can. Try to don't let that fear stop you, I guess would be the takeaway. All right, so climb those mountains, guys. Go explore. Be adventurous. And life is short, right? That's why we come to beautiful places like this. Okay, I just hope that you don't get in trouble, though, if you do go to the volcano, and I hope it doesn't blow up while you're there. All right, leave a comment if you've ever explored something really cool like an active volcano, or if it's maybe on your bucket list. Maybe it's a place that you want to visit. And I would love to hear about any adventures that you've had, maybe even a place that you were a little bit scared to visit, but then you overcame it. I would love to hear that, so leave that in the comments, guys. All right, I'm going to close it out here. That'll be it for this video, and I'll probably show a little bit more footage of beautiful Twin Lakes here outside Dumaguete. And thank you for watching. I always appreciate it when you guys check out my videos, and if you like this one and you found it entertaining, do me a favor, leave a like, a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and then I will say mabuhay.